Alright, so since this week the stuff's pretty straightforward, guess I'll bypass doing the usual speed demo thing. Um, we know you can definitely follow this 120 thing, but what I'd like you to be able to just play this without warming up, if at all possible. One thing you can do, if you feel the need for it, like if you want to just double check if timing is right with everything, maybe just like play these two bars, get that up to the 120, make sure that feels good, and then try the whole thing. Now, what I'd like you to do beyond this, beyond just playing it once through, is see how many times you can do it. See if you can do it 2 times through without stopping. See if you can do it 3 times, 4 times. Really push the endurance at staying at 120, because we know you could definitely hit 120 and play it okay. I really want to be able to get you comfortable at 120 so we can do more intricate, complicated things with these 16th notes. It's like the ultimate goal here is to get you to what is considered like the average high speed picking for most people who can play somewhat fast, which is basically I want to get you no less than 180 beats a minute with 16th notes for at least a decent chunk of things. Definitely be able to just pick that fast and eventually faster. With the other one, there's no other one. That's right. I was thinking of something else I was writing today. One thing you can do is with the timer. Now, what I would do is I'd get a timer and I'd set it for 15 seconds. And then I'd hit start and then I'd wait for it to have 10 seconds left and then just start picking as fast as I can. So you can do that. So you really pick it fast. Don't just don't be soft with it. Really try and go as fast as you possibly can. And then after that first timer stops, what I would do just so I can get some fret hand work, you can do this too, is I start the timer again. And so 15 seconds again. Then when it reaches the 10, I would just hammer on and then pull off just up and down. So I got to start all the way down here. So just chromatic. And go as fast as you can and have it still be clean, have it sound correct. Hammer on all the way up. And, hammer on up, pull off on the way down. And then once that timer is done again, I'll increase it. I'd increase it 10 seconds. So now the timer says 25 seconds. Then I hit start. And then after those 5 seconds, the first 5 seconds go. So this way I don't have to go hit it and then start playing right away. I can hit the timer, have those 5 seconds to get ready to play. Something else you might want to try and do on the picking is maybe hold a fret higher up. The string doesn't move as much. The string moves more when it's not being fretted, but when you shorten the distance of it, the tension of the string goes up a little bit, and it doesn't move so much. So you might want to try that too. But anyway, so from the 15 seconds, you move it up to the 25 seconds with the timer, and then once you have 20 seconds left, pick as fast as you can. You can change the frets, whatever, to make it more interesting to hear if you want to. And then once the timer goes off, reset it, start it again, and then after those first 5 seconds, then you just hammer on, pull off. So what I would do eventually is I start on the first fret, work it up to the 12th fret, and then start working it down. And the longer the time you have, the further you can make it. And then once the 20 seconds is up, then I would increase it another 10 seconds. So basically, I would pick as fast as I could for 10 seconds, and then do hammer-on pull-offs fast as I could for 10 seconds. And then I would pick as fast as I could for 20 seconds. And then go to hammer-ons and pull-offs and do that as fast as I could for 20 seconds. And then 30 seconds. Then 40 seconds. Then 50 seconds. Then a full minute. In like I demonstrated today, the fatigue is going to set in. Like you might feel some muscle pain starting to set in. As long as there's muscle pain, that's fine. Joint pain, that's a bad thing. So if you start feeling it really in the joint itself, you might want to stop for a bit. And this is something you could do. You could try it every day. You might want to do it like every other day though. Just make sure, because you will be pushing yourself. So maybe like an every other day thing could be helpful. Because it is possible to do too much. But you know, then again, you got people getting arthritis and carpal tunnel from using a keyboard for many years at work. I mean, unfortunately, there is a risk of repetitive strain injury with pretty much anything that we do. It is, for us guitar players, it's definitely possible. So you just got to be careful with it to push it the right way. That's why I say muscle pain, not a big deal. Because I look at it just like lifting weights. You know, you have to hit those reps that hurt a lot, really pushing and straining in order to elicit growth. Tell your body that, hey, change needs to happen. And I do the same stuff with playing as fast as I can and pushing my speed. Like I have to, you have to get to that point where you're pushing yourself physically and mentally to tell yourself, you know, your body, tell your brain, like, hey, we have to do this more often. And pushing yourself to your limits is the only way you're going to elicit a real good response that tells your body to adapt. So basically you have to create some kind of stimulus with playing fast that your body adapts to the new thing and gets better at it. So yeah, besides just the timer idea, like if you're watching a show, watching YouTube videos, whatever, if the family's okay with you sitting there out there watching a movie with them, just have your guitar there and just pick until you're tired. You know, shake your arm out when it gets to that point where it's getting exhausted, and then just go again. So just really got to get you used to playing fast more. And pushing the endurance is going to help with that too, I find. It's like the more endurance you have, like the faster you can go, and then like the faster you go, like the more endurance you can have. So it feels like it's, at least in my experience, it seems to be something, they both go hand in hand. It's like the more endurance you have, the more speed you can have. The more speed you have, the more endurance you can have. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Regarding the mode thing, so try this. So I told you it was an E minor, which is E Aeolian. So what I would do, like on that page, like write out the notes and then like put them in order. So like look at each note that you play. I don't want to give away all the answers there, but you got that first chord, second chord, and then the third chord, and you go back to that second chord. So and that's the first thing there. So basically, like write out the three notes that happen in that chord, write out the three notes that happen there, write out the three notes that happen there. You will have duplicate notes, but once you write them all out, like write them in order, starting with E, because that's going to be, your basis, your starting point for all the mode work you're going to do this week. So write out the notes in order, starting with E. Be mindful of sharps and flats, and then once you write out the notes in order that are making up those chords, write the interval spacing or the intervals above that. So double check your mode sheets if you don't remember what the intervals are for the minor scale or the Aeolian mode. Like write that above or below the notes, so this way you have an easy thing to reference while writing those, or changing the arpeggios into the different modes. So if you have any questions with that, let me know. But good luck. So this is definitely an endurance speed picking week again, but we'll get into more exercises and stuff and whatnot soon. Just want to, again, really excel the speed picking for you. So this way we can move on to bigger, better things. All right. I will see you in a week, and I hope your show goes well tomorrow.